All right, this is Pop's going to talk to you about The Gentleman. Matthew McConaughey as a gangster, and as a gangster where the film is set in England? How can this work? Let's talk about it and find out. All right, I'm Pops, and yeah, The Gentleman. I had not watched this. The 2020 film had been pretty widely praised by a lot of folks. They really enjoyed the film. It came out in the middle of some of that pandemic stuff, so it didn't really kind of blow up into a big success that they were probably shooting for. And Guy Ritchie has really proven to be a director that makes films that I really, really do enjoy. The cast is absolutely phenomenal. Headlining, of course, is Matthew McConaughey, who plays this basically a weed mogul, if you will. So the gangster selling marijuana. And with a backstory, we get a little bit of how he kind of rises to power, keeps his power, and what drives things. And of course, the film is set around this narrative between Hugh Grant's character and Charlie Hunnam. Now, Charlie Hunnam's character is the basically the concierge. It's Ray. Raymond is his trusted right hand, and Mickey, Matthew McConaughey's character, is basically set up for an assassination, and then we kind of have this fast forward of like, how did we get here? And you have this long drawn out narrative between Hugh Grant's character, and he's telling the story as though he's pitching a screenplay in a lot of ways. And I feel like that is something that works because I'm a film nerd, but really didn't need to happen. It was the tool, the mechanism that Guy Ritchie uses to kind of get us to walk through everything.
I see no problem at all.
So as these two are going back and forth and we're walking through Mickey's life and how everything operates, it's played for some laughs and some fun, but at the same time, it's also really a fascinating world that we're being exposed to. His grow business is sort of like off the radar. No one knows exactly how it actually stays off the police notification system. No one can figure out how he can move so much around, be this multi-millionaire. And then the twist, of course, is he wants out. He's trying to sell. Why would he try to sell?
Buenas tardes, Flechamondo.
All right. You may know him from Succession. Jeremy Strong plays Matthew Berger. He's this eccentric millionaire as well, trying to buy out Mickey's grow business. And he's sort of like the foil, and then he's kind of revealed the different layers of what's going on in the film. He's really not in the movie very much. The trailer at least has a shot of him, and he does a really good job of playing that sort of smarmy, unlikable character that you don't want to root for.
I'm afraid that's not my concern or my business, Michael.
So the trailer kind of ruins Henry Golding and some of the scenes here where he's confronting Mickey. He's going to buy him out. He plays a character called Dry Eye. So the Asian mafia, of course, they want in on the thing. They're going to buy him out. They're going to pressure him. They're going to pull some strings and do their thing as well. Henry Golding's character is sort of like pitched as being very, very prominent and center stage in the trailer. But in reality, he doesn't really stay center stage really much at all. I will say there are moments like this that kind of catch you off guard, and the trailer again kind of ruins some of those gags. But all in all, when things are happening and playing out in the film, nothing is really spoiled. Now, with that, let me get to this. Colin Farrell, again, Colin Farrell, man, this is an actor. If you had asked me about like the best actors of our time or whatever, I would not have included Colin Farrell. But coming off the heels of The Penguin and now seeing this for the first time, and then some of the other stuff that he's done over the last few years, his resume is now so rich and diverse. I don't know how we don't include Colin Farrell among the best actors of our time. It is a fantastic role as the coach. And let's talk about the coach briefly.
Don't stand near me, son. You got your mouthwash muddled up with cat piss. Take 2 steps back and wait your turn.
All right, these guys are coaches' kids, and they run this YouTube channel. They are rapping and fighting and making videos for content, and it is completely insane and somehow actually works. I don't know how to explain why it works. And if you've never seen the movie, all I'm going to say is, if I should have started with this, don't watch the trailer. The trailer actually is spoiling way too many moments. This was so good to see sort of cold. I'm sure I'd seen the trailer maybe when this movie originally came out, but I have not seen the trailer. It was great to watch this cold. So all in all, let me say this about The Gentleman. It is a fun experience. It's got a lot going on. There's a lot of running and chasing and flashing and cutting and moving here, moving there, almost to a fault. Like, This is not a film for everyone. It is definitely more digestible than some of Guy Ritchie's other films, but I feel like this is one that people will go in hindsight and watch and really, really enjoy it. It's out on Netflix now, so I got a feeling a lot more people have seen it than saw it in the theaters, and I think that people can really appreciate it. If you like a heist movie, if you like fun, if you're a fan of this type of stuff, or these characters and actors, I think you're going to have a good time. The Hugh Grant element of like telling the story, this contrived way of doing it, and then trying to turn it on its head later, eh, it's it doesn't work for me nearly as well as I kind of saw it coming, didn't see it coming. It's like one of those things. I don't know how you guys feel about it. It didn't really land for me 100%. I don't hate it. I like the fact that Mickey is so strategic and smart, and that Ray is, and they are so committed to their partnership and their agreement and what their principles are going to be and how this is going to go. And then when it turns sideways, like what happens now? So it's nice. I love how the Guy Ritchie pieced it all together. Matthew McConaughey, of course, pulls it off. I think I liked pretty much every element of the film. I would consider it very rewatchable. Michelle Dockery, who is from Downton Abbey, is kind of my least favorite person in this movie. Rosalind is the wife, and he's so enamored with this wife, but she doesn't really come across as being someone that you'd be enamored with. I don't think she's pretty enough. Her personality is very abrasive. She's running this ladies only, high end, expensive car repair shop. It was just sort of like squeezed in there and no one talks about it. It's kind of like the coach thing. It's like he's running this boxing training thing, and we just briefly touch on it, but we don't really get in that rabbit hole. I feel like there's deleted scenes or a director's cut of this movie where we get 10 or 15 minutes where these things get flushed out a little bit better. But Rosalind is probably my least favorite thing in the movie. She's just not interesting. Big Dave and some of the other little characters really don't care about too much. I will say Bunny, who is Chidi Hajuto, I think is how you say his name. I know he's in the Gladiator 2 movie. He is fantastic. That dude is great. I love that guy. He was very underrated. I wish there was more of him on screen. I will also say Guy Ritchie's dialogue and the way he's intermoving characters and their nicknames and all that is fantastic as well. So overall, I'm going to give Gentlemen a very strong 3.5 out of 5. I think it's exceedingly rewatchable and fun. If that's not some of the things I've talked about are not your flavor, knock it down accordingly to probably 2.5 to 3. And if this is really your thing and you love Guy Ritchie's approach, you love this kind of thing, you like the British humor and the gags and some of the stuff that they're working with, this is easily even above that, probably more like a 4 out of 5 for you. So that's my general take on it. I'd love to hear from you guys. Take care, everybody. I am Pops.
Let me tell you about the show called Pops, where we drop the knowledge on all the latest stars, from the comics and movies, games and TV shows.